I like the.
Hey, welcome to Zero Hit Points. It's the Octoberist of 12ths. I'm Ryan Miller. He's your impartial third candidate, Matt Amberg.
I believe in nothing. You can do whatever you want. That's my platform.
He's a healthy third option.
No worse off than the other options that are actually out there.
Zero Hit Points' own contribution.
Mm-hmm. We are going to be we're taking part in democracy. We're becoming part of politics.
So call in now, I guess. How does democracy work?
Oh, yeah, no.
Again.
So if they call in, they're going to give me their vote. And when they give me their vote, I'm then going to send them to an internment camp.
Okay. And then they're the next American Idol, or?
Well, they're forced to, number one, they have to subscribe to our podcast.
Okay.
That's the first part.
It seems kind of sleazy, but I guess
the internment part, it gets worse because then we just loop every show like over loudspeakers.
Well, we have close to 100 shows now. It's not that bad. We're just putting all those on loop, or are we doing?
Yeah, until as we create, we're still going. I mean, even though I've ascended to such a level now of
political candidate, this ascended to level of political candidate.
I've ascended to the level of
Way
making a
up there.
joke about becoming a political candidate, which still puts me higher up than
right.
possibly Jill Stein.
This must be rock bottom.
Gary Johnson, or at this point, Bernie Sanders. I'll explain it to you when I'm a president.
Oh, okay.
It'll be super cool and soon.
You know why we never talk about politics?
Why?
Because this isn't Facebook.
Nice. Hey, I got
see
an
any
idea.
faces? Sorry, no. Do you see any books?
I don't, actually.
All right, on either end.
Hey, I got an idea.
Why do you think that is?
Let's just quickly take a vote. Do we want to stop talking about politics? Just raise your hand if you want to stop, because I do. Okay, there we go. And that's two for it. We can move on.
So, speaking of moving on, I read a book about segways the other day. It's not, isn't it? It's not. Explain yourself.
No, you know what? How dare you?
That's how I want to do the intro.
I think you should.
From now on.
I know it's good. It's strong. It's aggressive, and I like it.
Explain yourself.
I can't. There's no explanation for the kind of shenanigans I got up to this weekend, which were minimal. This weekend yesterday was my wedding. No, Monday was my wedding anniversary.
Good. That they love it when you can't nail it down just right.
Yeah, I know the date of it.
Best year I ever had was the year my wife forgot.
Oh man, you get to hold that over her head forever. Like that one. See, you get busted once a year for it, but you get to get her with that anytime she does something wrong. Like, yeah, forever.
Yep,
because it's such a, I mean, I wouldn't use it in every situation because that's a good one. Like that's a strong
You don't want to
one.
overuse it. No, yeah, you keep it.
You want to, that is really, you have an ace in the hole. You've
been given a gift.
You have a Donald Trump card.
Oh, geez. Again, with actually, I should give her credit. We don't place a whole lot of importance on the day very much at all. I didn't even give her a ring when I proposed to her, so we eschew the whole.
You proposed to her at a Del Taco standing on a skateboard.
The proposition was implied.
Yeah,
let's just put it that way.
You were like, "Hey, so I got you a taco, and I think you're pregnant." Whatever.
and she said, "Is this happening?" And I said, "It's happening." And
and then you eloped off to the courthouse, where you then turned right around and went back home to your parents.
So how was your anniversary?
It was good. We because it was on a Monday, we both had to work. We actually didn't do anything yesterday. On Saturday we went and saw Cabaret, which was amazing stage production. It was a fantastic show. The music was awesome. It was just fantastic. It was great. You know,
this explains now why, seemingly out of nowhere, you said to me, "I wish Liza Minnelli still did Cabaret."
that does explain that statement. It is also just a common feeling I have throughout my life. You know, it was a disappointment that I never got to see. You know, I mean, I could watch the movie, but you know, never got to see her do it on Broadway, which would have been novel. But Liza was not in this show. However, the woman playing the role that Liza has, she was dynamite. The guy playing the MC was phenomenal. Great show. We actually had lots
of sick beats.
There were some pretty fat, dope drops and some thumpings with the hammer downs.
Nice.
We had I got box seats, and I had I got Beth to be. She was in the corner of the box seat, so she was right, like she could see the stage completely, like unencumbered. She could see everything in front of her. It was
zero
perfect.
Cucumbers.
There was no cucumbers, which was funny because we bought some earlier in the day and we left them at home. We were going to throw those on stage if they were bad. You know, people traditionally like to throw the tomato. We're trying something out. You know, we've done squash a little too hard. So, you know, we're going to cucumbers.
I prefer racquetball anyways.
So Cabaret was great. I made her dinner last night, and it was great. It was good. It was fun. We had a good weekend. Today, because we're recording early, specifically because
why?
The last part of my part of the gift of the anniversary is we are going to see the Greasy Strangler at the theater in the movie theaters here in a few hours.
The Greasy Strangler.
The Greasy Strangler.
How was it?
I'll tell you in a few hours.
Okay. Did you see any
I didn't
movies
that I can
this week?
Not that I can remember, no.
Okay.
I feel like this week was Oh wait, you know what? I did watch something. I watched Phantasm Ravager. That's what I watched.
Is that a movie?
It is a movie.
Okay.
It's the final movie in the Phantasm quintilogy now, I guess. There's 5 of them, 6 of them, 7. I don't know. It's the last Phantasm movie that'll probably ever be made because the guy who played the Tall Man is dead. So you can't replace him. He kind of is a huge major part of the movie. It was all right. It has some
on the same. I know nothing about these, but you're saying so. How many? There's 5 then, maybe.
I guess this makes 5.
After you've made 5 of a movie, do you stop because of?
In this case, you do because so Phantasm is a unique property in that the same main actors have been the same main actors from when they were kids. Like this is something they followed through their lives because they were it was the first movie came out in 1977, 1978, maybe 79. The sequel came out about 7 years later. The third movie came out like 7 years after that. And then, 10 years after that and now. So same people throughout with, different co-stars and stuff, but those three main kids. Well, Reggie, I guess, isn't really a kid, but the 3 main stars plus the Tall Man, Angus Scrimm, all of them were in all the movies.
And the Tall Man has passed away?
Yeah, he was 86 or something. He was a very old man.
But what if he would have wanted everyone to go on?
He would never have wanted that.
No? Okay.
Because nobody can be the tall. This is not one of those. The Tall Man isn't one of those roles that can be recast. There's not a lot of makeup to it. It's a whole lot of the fact that Angus Scrimm was a very tall, gaunt man with a very, very specific timbre to his voice and a very specific way. It was him. And you just can't.
What if? Hear me out.
I'm hearing you, and I'm already hating it.
Short man now.
Short round.
And also a girl.
Can't do it also because there are already short creatures in the movie. They're his little imps that attack, so it doesn't work. Yeah.
They've kind of plumbed the whole height angle. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll keep on it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll workshop it and we'll bring it back to the viewers. It was an okay flick. It was a to me, I guess it's a satisfying ending to that story. It was a very long running tale, and the last movie, Oblivion, was a very, very difficult film to watch because it was a whole lot of old footage, unused footage, chopped together with a minute amount of new stuff, threading things into a larger narrative, and it was very, very difficult.
Why did they do that?
Because Don Coscarelli loves the franchise. All those actors love the franchise. Fans wanted more of it. This was the direction he kind of needed to go. It's not... So Don Coscarelli is best known for Phantasm. He also did a movie called Bubba Hotep, which had Bruce Campbell in it as Elvis, and Ozzie Davis as John F. Kennedy, which is hilarious if you know who Ozzie Davis is, because he's an elderly black man. And he also did the John Dies at the End movie, and a few other things. All of his movies, super low budget. Like, he doesn't get money for them, but he is super, super beloved in the horror community.
Either one, it's fine.
And so Phantasm is one that has had a following for many years. It's one that most people know about in some tangential way at the least, because they've seen the little metal spheres that have the flying balls that have they've got like claws and stuff and drills on them and all that. I'm
gonna look that up because I haven't heard anything about this before the conversation started.
Phantasm 1 and 2, absolutely. I think 2 is better than the first one, but they're fantastic movies, like great horror movies made on a no budget string.
Okay.
The third movie, bigger budget, really enjoyable, definitely goofier, but still really fun. And here's where...
So were they pretty... The first two are kind of serious then?
The first two are a little more serious. The third one, like...
Are we talking like slasher or...
No. It's kind of... It's a very apocalyptic end of the world, good versus evil. That's it. And the basic premise of this is these two kids, Jody and Mike, the younger brother, and they know an ice cream man who would come through their neighborhood named Reggie. Coincidentally, all of their real names. Mike,
all the characters in the movie's names are their real actual names. People's. Yeah. Okay, sure.
So
that makes it easy, honestly.
Jody and Mike are hunted by the tall man, and Jody gets taken by the tall man. So Mike and Reggie start hunting the tall man to try and find Jody. This is kind of the general thing: is Mike gets taken, Jody gets taken, Reggie is the main character. Reggie is the hero.
And are all the movies variations on this then?
Yeah, because it's a constant chase for the tall man, and what you find is the tall man is more than like he becomes more and more supernatural as the movies go on, and he already starts off supernatural. He is like the embodiment of death. He's the embodiment of apocalypse, because everywhere he goes, the towns are destroyed, the cemeteries are razed, the dead are brought back and turned into these weird little imp things that then go and raise the towns and all that.
Does he eventually get Godzilla'd, where he's kind of a likable or
the tall man?
Yeah.
I think you always like the tall man because he's an interesting bad guy. But
like within the film, when I say Godzilla, like eventually Godzilla became almost the hero, like, right? So
no. The tall man is consistently and always the bad guy. He's not like,
but as a viewer, you enjoy him.
He's not like Freddy in that like you start rooting for Freddy. No, you're always rooting for Reggie. You
gotcha.
Always are. But the tall man is a great bad guy because It's the stupid spheres, and the spheres are so interesting. He controls these weird spheres that they clip onto your head and they drill out your brain and suck it out. It's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's like an evil Humphrey Bogart from Mutiny something rather.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Thank you.
Mutiny on the Phantasm. So,
all right.
Phantasm Ravager, not the greatest movie. It was a fitting end. I liked it fine. It was good in the series. Overall, it's an okay movie.
All right. Stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah.
7 years from now.
No, Coscarelli and the director for this one were like, yeah, we're pretty much done now that Angus is gone. This is not going to work. Because
John dies at the end too.
It's called This Book is Full of Spiders. They just need to change it. This movie is full of spiders, and it's so much more straightforward narrative, and I really wish he would do it.
All right. Hey.
Hello.
So
What about
enough
you?
of your art house horror movies. What about
Not at all.
a big budget movie where they did replace all the actors with women?
You watched the fake Busters.
I watched the new Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Here's where to start. It has not, nor probably ever could have lived up to the original.
Nothing is gonna.
Right? It's a time and place thing.
Bottom line, even if the original guys had gotten back together, they had every single asset and every single person in their prime to make the sequel to that first movie. It still would not be as good. It's never going to be as
Some
good.
would argue that's exactly what happened, in fact, when they did make a sequel to the first one.
Yeah, except there's a whole lot of story behind the sequel. That was not,
honestly, I don't hate it.
I don't either. I like it a lot, actually.
All that aside, whatever. I mean, I feel like there's some things I don't even want to talk about. Like if you're just upset because it's girls, like whatever. Just
Here's
go.
all I care about. Is the movie good? Did you enjoy it?
The movie's good, and I enjoyed it.
All right, there you go.
It's not close to the originals. It's not even an amazing comedy. It's dependably funny. It's fun to watch. The best thing, one of the best things about it, I would say, is actually the look. It looks great. Like, it's not, especially for it being very digital, like for having all these digital takes on ghosts, you could say. Phantasms.
The busting, though, that was real?
The busting was real good.
I will say this. That movie did offend me, but it wasn't the film itself being made. It wasn't the fact that it was women. The new Ghostbusters theme was so bad that...
Oh, yes. The redoing the theme. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. That was unacceptable.
I could tell they kind of held that back too. Like, I feel like there were plenty of times where they could have, because the original theme is in there too, and they didn't overuse it with whatever. But it's totally fine. Like, it's a Kristen Wiig comedy, so it's totally in that vein. It's some of it's laugh out loud, but most of it's kind of like just keep you smiling, like funny, awkward, whatever.
Sure.
It's Melissa McCarthy also doing her thing. Like, it was all good. It's totally fine. It's just not the greatest movie I even saw this year, maybe, but it's totally worth watching, and it does look great. It seriously looks great. It looks really good.
It's one of the I'll watch it when it's on Netflix. I had no burning desire to see it. Like, I really, really liked everything I saw of what's her name, Holtzman. She looked looked awesome. She looked great.
She did. I would actually say she might have been the weak.
And that's funny because like 90% of the people that I know that love the movie, it was because of her.
I like her. Like, I love her in Saturday Night Live. We're talking about the same girl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. I'm just Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, her. Okay, so when I say it's a Kristen Wiig comedy, like they're very. It's a very idiosyncratic type of humor.
No, yeah, I know exactly what it is. It's a Paul Feig. It's Kristen Wiig.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very close to. I feel like comedy wise, it's very similar in the vein of Bridesmaids and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's great. That's funny to me. I'm okay. I love that.
Bridesmaids was better, but this exactly. Well, sure. Yes. Speaking of Kate McKinnon, though, I feel like they might have tried to shoehorn her into something like that, and it doesn't. Her character is quirky, but it's almost like one too far sometimes, where you're just like almost trying too hard. That it didn't land.
For me now, I wonder if Maya Rudolph would have been a better fit for you in that spot.
Anytime.
I think that woman, she is one of the funniest people alive, man.
She's amazing.
Maya Rudolph cracked me. Yeah, that movie, it was just
having a fantastic run in Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. Maybe
she's super great. Yeah. Both Beth and I were kind of like, we both had the same reaction to it. Like, oh, they're redoing Ghostbusters. Whoop-de-doo. Like, it's not. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me in any way. Like, I'm glad. I was stoked that people were into it. That was fantastic. I know that there are people that disliked it for valid reasons. I know there are people that disliked it for completely invalid reasons.
It was just one of those things that it blew up and you got sick of hearing about immediately. Yeah. So
and you know what?
That's why I'm saying at the beginning, that's why I said, like, let's not even.
Yeah.
It's just on its own. It's fine.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out when it hits Netflix. I'll watch it.
And then the other one I did was the new Star Trek Beyond, which you've already seen and we talked about a little bit on the show. So I don't know.
And how did you like it?
It's again really good. Like it's completely dependable, almost to formulaic, almost to by the book, which I think were the words I used when I talked to you. It's good. You will not be unentertained.
You might be.
It's a summer blockbuster. There's explosions and whatever in it, but it's not, loud and confusing. It's not so much one of those movies.
It is not.
And it's
easy to follow.
Yeah, it's easy to follow. Like I said, it's almost too by the book. If there was any criticism I would give to it, would be that there's a thing that happens at the beginning and all the crew members are paired off into kind of, I think, 3 or 4 different groups, and then it kind of just switches back and forth between those groups until they get together and formulate a plan to finish off the third act. So it's all fun to watch. It was all cool. Could you tell how much, like, could you just that movie just reeked of Simon Pegg. Like, not only in the movie, but I mean dialogue-wise. Like, that just felt like stuff he would write. Dialogue, but also, everything from... Because
all of it,
the first two were really... There was a lot more at stake. I feel like this one does get a little bit more intimate, which is totally Simon Pegg. Yeah. Like, think about Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, stuff like that.
It's the familial thing.
Yeah, but it's... the zombie apocalypse and or this crazy cult thing, but made intimate in a super... great way. So I could absolutely see that in this movie.
Yeah. Now, did you also like? So to me, again, we talked about this. I really, 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 really liked all of the stuff that involved Chekhov and Kirk, but it was also very bittersweet because we're never gonna get to see him do more with Chekhov. And that's really sucks because I really loved him in that role.
Yeah, he's great. He's great in this movie too. Like he probably had more scream time. He was not screaming.
He might have been.
There might have been one more screen time than any of the other Star Trek movies. So
yeah, definitely, absolutely, he did. He absolutely did. No question. I really liked him. It was just bittersweet to see that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the flick. I really liked how I didn't the twist at the end with who the bad guys were was goofy, but it worked.
It was good. It almost wasn't earned. Like they don't come back to the question about who this guy is hardly at all.
That's why it was like at the beginning you get a blurb and then
they plant the seed, they kind of hint at the mystery, and then they don't come back to it. You need to come back to it like 1 or 2 more times to be like, who is this guy? Like this, like we need to know who this guy is. Like they do some things like he knows Kirk's name, and there's one other thing where he knows something else. Well, so you do, and I did wonder, like, how does he know? But it gets lost.
Yeah, he knows like he knows how the Federation comms work. He understands how all the Federation ships run.
Well, yeah, without saying too much. I mean, I guess it's just now coming out on DVD, but they could have. It was asked that question 1 or 2 more times.
Right. Yeah.
But when it actually happened, I was totally fine with it. I mean,
no, it was fine. It was just kind of like it was just one of those. Oh, all right. Like they could have and you already said it, but they could have built that up a little more, you know.
I'll tell you what though, this is Justin Lin of Fast and Furious. Freaking, like I think I've got him now. Like he's the best in the business at spatial awareness, especially during action sequences, because there's this spot at the end where they're flying through a space station, and it very much depends. It's essentially the Star Trek version of the Fast and Furious 6, where they're on the runway. Have you seen that yet? Sorry.
I don't know anymore. It's just, I'm never gonna know, man.
It's like 30 minutes of a plane taking off on a runway, but there's like 30 cars in it, and you always know where everybody's at. Justin Lin has that, man. Like you are never confused about who is where, and it's amazing because it makes the punch at the end, like when it actually comes to a head, great. Like you're able to follow all these threads, and then when they meet up, you're like, yeah. Oh, maybe the best ending to one of the Star Trek movies.
Yes,
for that reason.
To me, it's my. I'm not saying it's the best. I don't know if the first one will ever be beaten in that regard, but it's definitely my favorite of the new Trek films.
I've been going back and forth on. Wait, so you like this one better when you said the first one?
Yeah.
Of the J.J. Abrams Trek movies.
Yes, the first Trek film.
Okay. So I still like the first one better than the second or third, but I've found myself going back and forth now on the second and third.
Yeah, the second one is definitely on the bottom for me.
Okay, see, I'm not sure about that anymore. I need to rewatch it. I was definitely more up on it than a lot of people.
No, I liked it. I liked it fine.
Cumberbatch in that, like the whole Khan character, I thought was done fantastically, and
it was good. I just, this one was more my speed. I liked everything about this one more. It wasn't that it's like, I'm definitely not arguing the technical merits or anything like that. Story, not even plot.
Technical merits are almost,
not even plot wise. Like I'm not even arguing that. It just the way that this movie comes together over that one just works for me. I like the more I like the more familial thing, and a lot of people compared Beyond to Next Generation, and I see that, and that definitely is something that's a little more attractive to me. So.
Oh yeah, I can't. In fact, I was thinking about that towards the end, because there's this movie, like the whole spiritual thread, I guess you want to say, is Kirk is kind of into this 10-year mission or whatever it is, and he's getting a little bored and thinking about leaving Starfleet, and so is Spock. So there's this whole question that came up in my mind about how long these movies do go on until they reboot, like they fall into a Next Generation type storyline. Like, are they going to eventually reboot Captain Picard,
Well, and what would be interesting is because this is a totally different universe, what if that's what happens? What if this totally does go a different route?
They kind of have. I guess this one they didn't do as much, but with the last one, we had Khan. I mean, they are reinventing old storylines still.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. I would totally be into that.
I fully expect the next film to be completely about tribbles. They've avoided it long enough with the cameos. They can't do anything.
I was to say, they've been in there real quick at places.
Got to do the whole episode.
The intro, and I think you might have said this when we talked about it, but the intro to this movie, the beginning of this movie is very Tribble-esque and very, very. It's a perfect combination of the J.J. Abrams Star Wars, whatever. I don't care. Is there a difference?
Starburns.
And the original series, like it totally reminded me of that. Like, it does a really good job of taking the concept that totally would have been in the original series and making it an Abrams action type thing. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And it was great. It was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so here's what I think. Next Generation, right? They reboot it. Mm-hmm. Captain Picard.
Vin Diesel.
Tom Hardy. Why does it make great sense? Because he played Captain Picard in Nemesis.
That's amazing.
Right?
I can't
just keep it going.
Just never
also, he'd
forget.
be like he'd be like Warrior Picard. He'd be pretty good.
He'd be like Worf and Picard had a baby.
Warfier.
He'd be Pick Worf. Wharf cards. Hey, let's talk about video games.
Okay.
Movies are dumb. They're for people with eyes.
Hey, we've got time. My paper says Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Also not a paper. It's a computer screen.
Nice. Yes, I played it more. I'm starting to see why there are some issues with that game. There are definitely some issues with that game. It's
that seems like a really good reason why it makes sense.
Good job, journalists, saying, "Hey, there are issues with this game." There are.
Man.
I agree. 100%. Journalist won.
Was it because of the issues?
The issues certainly had something to do with it. Yeah. We're gonna get somebody to take care of the issues, but not anytime soon.
0HITPOINTS.com.
There are definitely some like control issues. There's some. This is parkour games live and die off of the ability for the game to interpret the player's intention when doing parkour, right? So that's really hard to pull off. You have to be very specific in what you're trying to do, but the game has to know that certain certain pieces of geometry can be scaled, some can't. Some can be moved around, some can't. You can jump on this one, you can leap that one. This game loses that sometimes, where you think, "Hey, I'm looking directly at the thing and I'm pressing the correct button." Nope, not. You did. Dead.
And it's
was
not
thinking,
you not getting the hang of it.
No, and I was like, at first I was like, no, it's totally me. Like I'm just not doing this. But there are some missions that I'll pick up and like these distraction missions, for example. Tell
me they're not called distraction missions.
They are exactly called distraction missions.
Okay. All right.
A hacker says, "I'm going to break into this spot. I need you to go distract the Kruger set cards." So
there's a distraction. It's okay.
Yeah. So you are running across the rooftops.
It's not that you're like, "Man, I'd really like to do this main story. Here's another distraction."
No. It's an actual mission. So your job is to get to these groups of guards, get their attention, and then keep going. And you follow a little path, and you have a timer. And if the timer hits 0, they catch her. Otherwise, you finish. What have you? Those are fun. They're really cool. I ran into one the other day that I probably did 25 times because I kept thinking, like, I finished it and I was like, I know I can do this faster. And there's this one spot that I just, like, I'm sure I can do it and blah, blah, blah. And I kept trying over and over again and I'd get really close. And then I did it outside of the mission itself. I tried it again where I didn't have a time limit or anything. And I can hit it perfectly. Go back into the mission and I could hit it, like, I hit it perfectly the first time. Go back and try it a second time because I screwed something else up. Nope, just missed it. I couldn't get it again for like another 10 times. This keeps happening. Like
it's weird.
I'm getting it and I'm hitting like, and it's things where you don't have to have the reticle in like an exact perfect spot. Like it doesn't have to be lined up. It just has to be over the red, and I'm getting it there. And it's just not happening.
To be fair, that happens to me in a lot of games, maybe every game, where like the first try, you're like, yeah, I almost did it. Let's try it again. Oh, not even close. 30 minutes later. Dang it. What? Why on the first try?
Right. Yes. I hate the first try. It's always my worst because it's the best.
Yeah. But it's not that you're saying. This seems to be more
this seems to be the game itself, like just being like finicky in the weirdest spots.
Huh.
And I don't know. The game is fun. The combat is okay. They want you to continuously move, and I know there are players that can do it. I have a really hard time with there are like 4 buttons that are your basic main buttons, but they do different things depending on what you're doing. And keeping all of that straight in my head is really hard because I just want to shoot things.
How's the gun combat?
There is none, so it's great.
Ha! You passed.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a good 5 minutes on. It's all right. I mean, it could be better. It was a little better.
No.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So outside of the movement issues, which I mean, they're kind of an issue. They're the control issues, I should say. The game is okay. I'm glad I didn't buy it full price. I'll say that. I played more Shadowrun Returns. I am actually at a point where I'm stuck in one of the missions, and I may have screwed myself in a really, really bad way by not outfitting myself properly. Because I can't. I keep getting
not a correctable.
Not in my case. It is not
For this mission, or are you just at a sticking point in the game now where you have to
possibly both
or something? Oh, all right.
Yeah, I don't know yet. It's fine. It's cool. I'm enjoying it. It's just I got stuck there and I went, ugh, all right, I'm done with this. I did play a little bit. I did play a little more Dishonored. I got a little bit further. I didn't write that down.
Good.
I am consistently, though, just reminded and shocked by how great that game is. That game was just solidly put together. And there's so many, like, I find myself questioning which powers to upgrade or buy in that game because I find myself fluctuating between how I'm playing each level, which is different than I'd played that game in the past. When I played in the past, I kind of went in with a mindset and I said, I'm only going to do this and I'm only going to do the other if I can't get out of it. And in this case, I'm taking each mission a little more as they come. And
are you starting where you left, continuing where you left off, or
no,
did you start a whole new?
I restarted, a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
From the start, yeah.
Did you complete the game before?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah. So
that sounds like a good second playthrough.
It is. It's been really good. I actually arguably would say this is a better playthrough than my first because I don't feel like I'm rushing as much.
I have stealth games with stealth options are rough on my brain because I get stuck in the stealth thing. Like, oh, failed, restart, even though I don't like.
You don't.
I have a hard time taking advantage of games where both are supposed to be an option and you can.
Well, and
avail yourself of
this one gets to a point where so one of the powers that you get is if you kill somebody who is unawares, they turn to dust.
Cool.
The more people you kill in other ways, the more rats show up, and the more rats show up, the nastier the city gets. The ending gets darker. It gets worse the more people you kill.
So you're incentivized to stealth your way through the game.
You're incentivized not to stealth all the way through. You're incentivized to, you can, for the most part. I think this one you actually did have to kill a couple guys, but you are incentivized for the most part to, if you can get around guys, try to, but you don't have to. You're given sleep darts that are like, you have a crossbow, that's your main gun. And you've got, you can strangle people and stealth them. And then once they're knocked out, I've never had anybody wake up. So as far as I know, once they're knocked out for the game. Like, that's that.
It's not
like Metal Gear where they'll.
I was going to say, was that Metal Gear? Yeah, that's always.
Yeah. So
annoying. Fun at times.
Dishonored is cool because it does give you the option, and there are times like the downside, of course, is that if you are caught and you didn't hack the bells or hack the alarms or whatever. Yeah, it can be frustrating, and those are times when I'm like, gotcha. I will save scum. I admit it, but
that's I know no other way.
Yeah, it's fine. So it's good. I highly recommend you play it before the sequel comes out. I also picked up. I restarted playing Rocksmith 2014. They updated it to the remastered version.
Gotcha.
So if you had the game. That it was updated for free and there was a whole bunch of new additions. If you're buying it now, that should be the version you end up getting. The additions are minimal but important things like being able to sort through your songs in different ways easier. Getting a little more information on what you missed out on point wise, note wise. Some of the chord stuff or the scale stuff when you're soloing, all that. It was a really good update especially for free. I bought a couple new songs, some stuff I never learned before, stuff that I just wanted to learn how to play. Or
like
I picked up a Cake song pack, so it has The Distance, Never There,
Going It,
Short
Viewer,
Skirt, Long Jacket,
Pants,
and Stick Shifts, and I can't remember what that song is called.
I don't know, but
Something
it's a Cake song. So Stick Shifts and Pumpkins.
Could be. I was gonna say Stick Shifts and Lollipops, but
Okay, close. We were getting
Stick Shifts, Lollipops, and GTs all the time.
It's my favorite Cake song.
Yeah, so that I picked up Free Ride by the Edgar Winter Group because it has a bass part I've always wanted to learn ever since I was a very small child, and it was very, very, very
Ever
cool.
since you were a very small Edgar Winter.
I was yes, I was an Edgar Summer, and then I grew up to become an Edgar Winter. Yeah, that was fun.
Cool.
And then everything
Do
else.
you encourage me to play that game too?
I do, but you
Okay.
won't. I need to send you my cord still.
I could then slightly play it for you so that you could get some free songs.
I can't get free songs, but I can download. I can pay to download them.
Oh, it's not just a
No.
For those listening, you sent me a copy of Rocksmith 2014 for the 360 because your 360 is busted. So if I log in and create a save file that I then upload to your cloud saves, I thought you would just get the pack.
No,
but you
it's
then just only get the option to buy the pack.
yeah.
I guess
it's
Okay.
$10, but you get like a majority of the songs from the first game, which is what I want. But they have to charge the money because they're licensed songs.
Licensing. Yeah. That's the thing.
It's the same thing that Rock Band had to do.
So I will play that game someday. I promise.
Yeah, I gotta send you the cord. I'll probably just end up buying it and then having you send me the cord back, because then I can play 2-player
Yeah, bass and guitar.
or 2 guitars.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Name one band that has 2 guitars in it.
REM.
That's not a band.
They're not.
All right. It's did you play a lot of Overwatch?
I didn't play a lot of it. I played a little
Okay.
bit of it.
Anything? I can't imagine we would have
I played.
anything to add to an Overwatch game that we played.
I went from my competitive ranking went from 2450 when I last left it down to 20 something or 2000 because I had on Sunday the worst video game day of my life.
I forgot.
I did not win a match when I played. I was never in the positive on my KD ratio. I didn't medal at all. I did nothing. And you know what the insult to injury was? The one loot pack I got, three sprays that I already had.
Oh, jeez.
And one sticker icon that I don't need because I'll never use it.
So the funny thing is Overwatch is pretty much made to pat you on the back when you do poorly. So if you didn't get any of those, it must have been pretty rough.
It was bad. It was very bad. I did not have a good day.
Okay. Well, maybe you can tell me about some of these then, because I don't know. You tell me if we want to talk about these.
We do. I do.
Okay. All right. Symmetra, I guess, is going back to the drawing board pretty much.
Yeah, she doesn't get picked a lot in comp. In fact, I've never actually seen her played in competitive. She doesn't have a huge pick rate in quick play either. She's just not. She's got a lot of strengths to her, but they're not terribly useful. And even Kaplan said that in most cases we think she's good, but we're only really seeing her picked in the first defense points where she can line up her turrets. So they're going to take her back to the drawing board. They're not changing her wholesale. They're not getting rid of what she is. She's not going to suddenly become a healer. People asked about healing turrets or something like that. And he said, no, we're not doing that. We're more likely to take her out of the support role than to ever give her that. So It sounds like they're going to change some cooldowns. They're going to probably buff her a little bit, make her a little stronger. I'm actually thinking one of the things they might do is give her a little more range with her left click, because her right click is the ball that goes through everything, but her left click has a very, 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 very short range.
Okay.
So I'm thinking they might lengthen that, and then they might decrease the timer either on the ball and the turrets. I have a hard time seeing a decrease on the turrets, but who knows?
It's gonna be dramatic, but they're not gonna change who she is. But it's gonna be more than just any of these little nerfs they've been doing for other characters.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like she's gonna be the first character that gets like a whole rework. And the thing that's interesting about this in the long run is they're going to try and rework her because they want to see, ideally, they want to see everybody played in comp. They want to see a competitive system where every character is viable. It's never going to happen. But what this will do...
If they did it minus one character... Probably the best anybody's done.
Yeah, except it's not just minus one character. There is a couple characters that don't ever get picked.
Is she not the only one?
She is, I think, least picked overall for everything.
There are others.
But there are others. Yeah, like Bastion is never played in competitive.
Oh, that was
Bastion's hardly ever played.
You kind of saw that
anymore.
coming.
No, but what's interesting here is if they wholesale rebuild her. And make her stronger and give her a jump. So when she goes, no.
Right.
That's going to have a dramatic effect on the rest of the game. And then we're going to start seeing deeper nerfs. We're going to start seeing deeper buffs, and you may start seeing wholesale changes again for other characters. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying this as a cautionary thing. I'm saying this is how they're going to refine the game because they have to refine her to make her useful. She's just not right now.
Yeah.
Or not as much as she could be. So it's cool. I'm excited to see what they do with her. The other thing that happened with Overwatch is Blizzard started doing an ARG, and for none of you that don't know alternate reality games, it's the whole bunch of people get together and they dig through websites and code and they talk and try and figure all this stuff out. So they did that.
It's what before video games we used to call games.
Yes, that's I called Monopoly an ARG.
Imagine a board game without the board.
Okay, got it.
You're there.
Wow, this is an alternate reality. Whoa, look at that. That's totally alternate. Yeah. So, bunch of players or a bunch of fans start digging around for the Sombra stuff because Sombra is definitely the next hero. It's gonna happen. We know that. We know that she's a hacker of some type.
Sombra was the next hero before Ana came out. Sombra is gonna happen. No, I don't know.
Sombra
if she's
the next hero. No, Sombra is the next hero coming out because at this point Blizzard has played with that character enough. This whole ARG is about her. 100%.
Oh, okay.
It's all about her.
Gotcha.
People got so pissed at this. So the first part of the ARG that like there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened, and then it led into this timer that involved Junkrat and Roadhog, and everybody got super pissed because it was another timer. It was a timer after a timer after a timer, and it's just people got annoyed. So they started hacking Blizzard reps to try and find information, and supposedly
they're like, how do you like your ARG now?
Yeah, exactly. Now you are ARGed. You argued. So they found some stuff somewhere that could be, it looks like a legit character drawing. She looks like she fits in the world. If it's Sombra, who knows? We're going to find out about her, I think, in the next couple of weeks. I think it's when BlizzCon comes up, I think is when they'll drop the information on her finally. We'll probably get another cinematic. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we get a new cinematic. So we'll see. Other than that, it sounds like they're doing a Halloween loot crate drop. So similar
Halloween event from the 12th through the 1st. There was a couple leaked graphics that have been taken, and this is not confirmed, but yes, apparently. Oh wait, today's the 12th. No. It's today.
Yeah, today through the 1st. Yeah, so I'm hoping to get some new skins. I'd like to see some cool stuff in there.
All right. Dude, I saw that Roadhog might be Frankenstein or something.
He's Frankenhog.
All right.
Roadstein.
So the only thing we played some more Star Wars Battlefront. You played some more of that too, but I don't know honestly what else we can add to that unless you had something.
I love Neon.
Oh, Nyan. I also I bought this forever ago when it was on sale, but Prune, it's an iOS game. It might be on Android too for all I know. But
does it help keep you regular?
No, the wrong Prune. Although yes, kind of, in that I'm doing it in the bathroom most of the time.
Pooping. What is your
pruning?
What is
is how it's pronounced.
What is your poop game of the week? 0 hit points, toilet time.
It's basically a little bonsai emulator. Like there are more mechanics.
Holy crap!
The bonsai tree.
No. I got it. I just
go ahead. No, let's talk it out.
You bought
how much?
You bought a game where you trim a tree. like I want
it's
you
not
to
that
examine,
much of an emulator. Okay.
I want you to examine your life.
It is an actual game. No, you have the spot, you swipe up to start your tree growing, and then while it's growing, you're lopping off branches to change the direction of it to avoid walls and other orbs that will otherwise hurt it in different kinds of ways or make it grow faster.
I thought this was like the Tamagotchi.
No, and then you're reaching some sunlight where your tree will bloom, and if you get enough blooms, you pass the level.
I like my idea better.
Yeah, probably. But it's good.
It kind of sounds like Flower, but on a lesser level.
It's kind of
smaller scale.
I never played that, but it seems very much like that. It's very a Zen-like game.
Flower was great. That was one of the coolest experiences.
But yeah, Prune is good too. So
I'm not buying a bonsai simulator though. Refuse.
I don't know if you can.
Refuse.
But that's it.
All right. Well, great show.
No, silly.
What?
This is where we talk about things that happen during the week that are interesting and or not interesting. Those are the only two things they have to be. They have to be one or the other, and we'll accept them.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to talk about this thing, and you tell me interesting, not interesting.
Okay.
Oculus Connect?
Sounds great. Is that a game?
No. Let's talk about it. Are you interested? You sound interested.
Oh, the event that Oculus held wherein they talked about some things.
Yes. I bet what they talked about was virtual reality.
Instead of an ARG.
Reality.
I've never actually heard anybody refer to it as an ARG all the time. I kind of want to just clip all of the times you said ARG and do like some sort of Charlie Brown video of you.
Arg, arg, arg. Arg, arg, arg. Hey, they changed they're going to be changing the specs, the new minimum specs on the Oculus, which is interesting because they built a new piece of tech.
I feel like you're reading this right now.
I'm not. I read it earlier. I just can't remember what the piece of tech is called that they built. That's all. And I'm trying to find out what it's called.
Oh, the asynchronous space warp.
That's it. It's got such a cool name. It's too bad I'll never use it. But the new spec is thanks to a technology called asynchronous space warp, allowing systems to deliver a stable 45 frames per second, while the asynchronous space warp technology effectively doubles that and fills in the gaps. That's cool though, because it does mean that the barrier to entry is significantly cheaper. With the like NVIDIA 1080s and stuff coming out now, the new minimum spec is an NVIDIA 960, an Intel i3 6100, or an FX 4350. Everything else is the same, but they did also release
the USB and the
Windows whatever. Oh, I guess you do need
I wasn't going to read the specs anyway, so what? Yeah, sure, whatever.
You need 3.0 ports. But they also released they're going to release an Oculus Ready box for $499, so to go along with the $600 Rift, and then the extra other $200 you're going to spend for the hand thingers. It's a good deal.
It's burning through stuff. So the $499 PC that kind of they announced with this at the same time is done by CyberPower. Should people be happy about this, or is that a?
I don't know.
Okay, I've never heard of CyberPower. I guess it's more maybe of an AMD type thing.
A pre-built computer is a pre-built computer.
Sounds great. Tell me more.
It's a computer that's pre-built. Somebody has built it for you. You did not build it, and thus it is pre-built.
Fair. Sorry I asked.
Okay.
There's the other thing they got out on the stage. Zuckerberg got out there and showed some future tech. So this is pretty much Oculus Connect, this thing they were doing. I like, because this is them maybe playing a little bit of catch up. Like, I feel like the Vive, I don't know what the actual numbers are, but I feel like Oculus is kind of the first and now last, and trying to maybe gain some ground. Is that?
I think that's the general consensus in the sense of what's doable with the hardware. I think I don't know whether or not that's true of the sell through.
Okay. I guess that's my perception. I feel like either way, this is good, because I don't see Valve as a company or HTC, I guess. Either one. Not really known for their, Apple-like events wherein they announce iterations.
What do you mean?
Facebook sure wants to be Apple, but I like that they're on this quick iteration schedule. Like, they're announcing stuff, improving stuff. It seems like they very much want to be something that's, whereas, like I said, I wouldn't expect something like this from Valve and or HTC, because Valve especially, they do something and then you're not going to hear about it until they're ready to do something else. They don't care.
I think HTC, I don't know if they have an event. I think they did at one point.
You just don't hear about them.
But not like
I guess
this.
they don't have a lot of
nothing. They don't have
big ticket items like this either.
They don't have the Vive talk, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is good. Like, it's cool to see Oculus and
they're pushing forward. They're moving forward with the VR stuff,
I guess.
This
being the thing that they brought out was a standalone VR platform, super prototype, but essentially to be like, this is a direction we want to go in. Where when I say standalone, it's that all the tracking stuff is on the headset. So it's spatially aware. I'm sure there's accelerometers in there, but also there are things that you put on the room around you, like just little targets, so that it can read the room without, like because Vive has the, what are they called? Light towers?
The lighthouses.
Lighthouse towers.
Lighthouse.
Okay. So this is kind of to take that place. All in the headset, not connected to a PC at all, which is a pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Proposition.
Yeah, no, that's the goal, the ultimate goal is to get away from ever having wires. Like, I want to be able to sit down, put on a headset, and be gone.
So that was cool. That was the other thing.
That was cool.
And then you did mention this. They got out the Oculus Touch controllers they got a date, they got a price, December 6th, $199.
Those are the date and the price. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a good follow-up.
But it also came with a bunch of game announcements, and 3 of these looked pretty cool. I don't know, there might have been more, but who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
One of them was Studio, what is this called? 4A Games, the people who brought you Metro 2033, 2034, 2035, Last Light, 36, 2099. Spider-Man.
Judge Dredd.
They're doing a VR shooter. There's a trailer for it. It's called Arctica Point 1, exclusively for Oculus Touch. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah.
Trailer looks amazing.
Looks great.
I want the game and everything about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to somebody figuring out how to put that into Revive.
Exactly.
Every one of these
No,
games is
this
something
is Oculus.
every one of these games is something I look forward to somebody putting into Revive.
That was the best comment I saw when I think it might have been for a PSVR game or something like that. And it was like everybody was there was something about it, and the one comment I saw was cool. Can't wait till it comes out to my Vive.
It's pretty much
Not in a it's going to come out for it really later, just that the Vive will play anything because you can hack it. Anyways, this game looks actually pretty cool. Also cool, Robo Recall.
Yeah, it looks it's ridiculous, man.
Epic Games doing another one, and it's going to be free to play in some way, or just free period. I don't know. Also, there's a trailer. Also, I want it and everything about it, and it's real good.
PSVR.
Is this no? This is another Oculus Touch thing.
No, I know, but you're gonna get a PSVR. That's the closest thing
yes,
you're gonna get.
Thank you. No, because now I can get an Oculus Ready PC for $500.
Yeah, except you won't. Even no matter how
You're
sweet,
right.
no matter how sweet I could make that deal, you still wouldn't do it, and it just kills me. It guts me on the inside.
Well, how sweet? What do you mean? How sweet you could make the deal? How would you make it sweeter?
I'm sure I could find ways to get rebates and stuff to get you all sorts of money back on that.
Oh, just cheaper.
Yeah, so that it's ostensibly the same price as a PS4 and PSVR.
No, that's untrue. I would totally do that.
Okay. We're going to sidetrack on this now because you have told me repeatedly the main reason you have no interest in doing PC gaming at all is because you don't have to deal with like drivers and updates and stuff.
Yeah, that's why a pre-built PC is right up my alley.
Yeah, you know that you still have to do all that stuff, right?
No, I won't though. That's the thing.
You will. No, see, that's where you're wrong, man.
Not that I won't have to, that I won't do it. So wait, you're telling me okay, yeah, sure. If you're telling me this pre-built PC is going to have those same problems, then I'm right back out again.
Of course it is. It's still
okay.
PC.
All right, cool.
It's not guaranteed to have them right out the box. It'll probably be fine, but eventually you're going to run into a driver issue.
But typically speaking, well, I'll run into a driver issue if they screw up the software somewhere along the line. Because typically the reason I like dedicated boxes because they have control over the parts that are in there, so they have seemingly more control over what's going to work and how well it's going to work together.
I understand that.
You're telling me that even
I am saying that getting a pre-built box is not the same thing as buying a console. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't expect it to be the exact same thing.
As long as okay, good. So now I have a goal. I have a mission. This is going to be my mission. I am going to try and find you something where I can bring the price down and get it at least at the same exact price as PS4 and PSVR minimum. And I'm going to see if I can get it further down. I will find a way.
Is pre-built PC is this a widespread thing? Is this not a? I mean, I know they got Steam boxes and stuff out there.
Yeah. No. But I'll find a way. Don't worry. We'll move on. Let's keep going. Okay. I'm gonna figure this out.
Will we? Robo Recall looks really cool. It's a game.
It is a game
built on recalling robots, but it's super jokey. It's super arcadey. Some of the jokes might be trying too hard, but I'm into it.
Yeah, it's kind of a memory like a horde mode type thing, if I remember correctly, right? I watched this
from what the trailer looks like. These are both shooters, like the Metro and this one. They're all FPSs. So
yeah, but this one is it's you're like the robots are popping up everywhere and you're shooting at them, and you're a robot too.
Yeah, they're like helper robots that have. I like the shtick because it's any other thing like iRobot, especially like they're robots that have been made to help, to serve. You know, they may adhere to the laws or whatever, but when they go bad, they're powerhouses.
Right.
Like this doesn't appear to be that. These are literally helper robots. They do look like a man. What's the word for that? Manular.
Humanoid.
A humanoid. It's so close. So that's like they don't look any different than robots that should be super powered and kicking your butt all the time, but they appear to be super weak. You're just
Did you say manular?
No, that's the word.
Because they're modular humans. I get it. It's a combination of the two. Modular human, manular.
Anyways, so this looks cool. I like the idea that you're kind of just tearing through these jokester bots.
It does look funny. It looks cool. I like it.
And then Superhot VR was the other one.
I am really looking forward to this hitting the Vive.
Oculus Touch ready here. Yeah, the trailer out for that too also looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so it comes out December 6th. They actually what I read about it was that this is very similar. The wording was this is a John Wick simulator, where it's a little different than the regular game, where the regular game was every step you took,
every move
things
you
moved.
make. Oh right.
Every bond you break, every salmon you bake, every herring you take. Every move you made, they would move too. And in this case, it's a little different where it sounds like you only get one move and then everything starts moving slower, but then it gets faster and faster until you're chucking guns at people's faces.
And then it's still basically super hot though. Like you're still,
right.
yeah, grabbing stuff and going back and forth. Yeah, it does.
It looks great, man. It looks like so much fun.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm into it.
Can't wait till it's on your Vive.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to becoming a member of the Code Bros.
Code Bros, man. So we give out a code every week. Let's call it Code Bros.
Code Bros. Two bros.
Oh man,
do the show.
You don't play Battleborn, so you don't have any use for a Battleborn code. Well, guess what? We got other codes that aren't Battleborn codes. According to Xbox Live, I'm a loyal Halo fan.
You are the most loyal.
So they gave me something for Forza Horizon 3.
What did they give you for Forza Horizon 3?
They gave me a code to drive the Warthog. I'm sorry, the iconic Warthog.
It is iconic, you're right.
In Forza Horizon 3, which even if I do, me playing Forza Horizon 3, not outside the realm of possibility.
I really do want to play it. It looks so good.
Me carrying if I drive the Warthog in Forza Horizon 3, enough outside the realm of possibility that I'm going to give it away right now for whoever wants it. Assuming it works, I don't even know. But you should try it because you love it. The code is PKYV-Q2G3MKDH4X9T
That sounds exactly like a code that we just gave out.
Okay. We might be back to Battleborn next week. I also have I have a Gears code that'll happen sometime.
Gears cards.
I got a code for Banjo-Kazooie that might happen. That will happen. I just don't know if it'll happen next week. So anyways, we got codes. A code every week. That's our promise until we run out of codes.
And then we won't. But until then, we'll have them.
Code Bros. Well, you've been listening to Code Bros.
All right. Hey, Titanfall 2. I like when games are like, hey, you know what? We want everybody to be on the same page. So we're going to give you all the maps and all the modes for free. Well, Titanfall 2 is still doing that. Angel City will be the first one in December. But October 28th is a closer date and a date when no impact. Absolutely none. There's not an impact to cosmetics. Those will be for sale.
I can't tell where Fake Announcer Man ends and Matthew Amberg begins.
It's all the same.
Yeah, so the free maps and modes thing was out, I guess. I had forgot about it, but that's still cool.
Good to remind.
Airplanes are close when they fly above my house.
You should run away. Go outside and scream at the airplanes.
But I think it was new that there will be cosmetic things that you will have to purchase. That's going to be the monetizing factor.
And you have to purchase them. It's not an option.
Yeah.
Definitely. You will buy the skins and you will wear them.
That's the way we're headed.
Hey, I got an idea. Everybody, all aboard. We're going to Trailer Town. Ooh, ooh,
You have too many segments now that have actual names.
I love that we have segments now that have actual names, and we need more. I think every news item should be a segment unto itself.
Tekken 7 released a trailer for Miguel. It's a fighting game trailer, so of course I picked it up and watched it.
It was Miguel.
Yeah, it's fine. Tekken 7 fighting game trailers aren't as I've seen better fighting game trailers, but I get whatever.
Basically, Mortal Kombat.
It's Marvel vs. Capcom. Had some pretty good ones.
Pretty much everything not Tekken.
Virtua Fighter.
Yes. Kickboxer. Starring Jean-Claude
But
Van Damme.
this trailer, have you ever watched the Star Wars Old Republic trailer?
I've watched all of them because they're really good.
They're freaking amazing.
Yes, I used to play the game at one time in my life.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'll ever play the game. I'm guessing it can't be as good as these trailers are.
It's an MMO. No, it's an MMO.
Okay, all right. I love the trailers, man. Like they have a look. They have a Star Wars look that no other Star Wars thing has ever had. It's done super well. I mean, the production quality is done really well. Mm-hmm. Like the actual animation and stuff like that. But it's just they're super good, man.
They are. They're really good. This one for the Knights of the Eternal Throne. Really great. It's a mother losing essentially what I took to be her daughter to the dark side. Sure. And having to throw down with the bad guys. It's pretty good, man. It's a great look to it. Great story. Lightsabers are cool. Lightsaber staff is cool.
Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever.
J.J. Abrams. He's so good looking.
I never know where anything's going.
It's going to the worst place it could. December 2nd, Star Wars The Old Republic Knights of the Eternal Throne. Check it out. The trailer is good.
Last but not least,
definitely
maybe no judgments. Apparently mods are coming to the PlayStation 4 for Skyrim and Fallout 4 after all.
They are. They are not as open-ended as what the Xbox is allowing, but they're still coming.
So what's the difference? Because that's from the announcement on the Bethesda blog, all it says is they're coming. It doesn't really say what happened, because we talked about how a while ago when Bethesda was basically blocked by Sony from doing mods, for the most part, they came out with that statement that was like, Sony says we can't do it the way we want to do it, so it's not going to happen. So that something happened when they did that.
So what the Xbox allows is for just pretty much every mod. It doesn't really matter what's in it. It doesn't matter what the files look like. You can have pretty much everything. The PlayStation, Sony is locking them down to using only assets that exist within the game world itself. So only Fallout assets, only Skyrim assets. Whereas, so PlayStation's not going to see tables that have, Harambe's face on them. Whereas potentially in the Xbox version, you could have a whole house of monkey pictures or
I still wonder
whatever.
Why that was the issue, especially for Sony, who's been kind of traditionally a more open platform.
I think Microsoft just saying whatever is more a way of saying,
please,
it's your game,
please
do whatever, but they're also trying to move to that modular thing. So, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't.
I guess Microsoft, coming from a PC background, has far less reason to. Like it probably just works. It's a whole lot easier to make it just work that way. Anyways, who knows what they would have had to do to. Although I guess the architecture on the PS4 is light years ahead of what it was on the PS3. Yeah, hey, whatever.
I don't know.
You're gonna be able to do.
Sony made choices. It's corporate decisions. So it doesn't matter, because now it is time for you, Ryan, to enter the lightning round.
Too many segments.
Nope, not enough segments. Here we go. Lightning round. Ryan Miller, you are on the clock. 30 seconds. Wasteland.
Not a clock.
There is Wasteland
Never
3.
A clock.
Are you done? Your time is going.
Go. You're right.
Wasteland 3 means
that was not 30 seconds.
Oh man, now it's gonna be. You're pushing. Wasteland 3 meets 2.75 million crowdfunding goal.
That seems like the opposite of a wasteland, honestly.
Infinite Warfare / Modern Warfare install confirmed at 130 gigs.
From wasteland to spaceland. It's but is it space like space, or is it just like space on my hard drive?
Destiny's new Rise of Iron raid gets heroic difficulty on October 18th.
The day you stop trying to get me to play Destiny, Matt, I tell you.
Super Mario Speed Record champion reclaims his throne.
So it's more of a throne of games then.
I think you did well this week, my friend. We will wait for the judges, but I believe there it is. Yep, that's all of it. I think you. That is you are batting 4, because I think there was only 4 of them.
Cool.
Games coming out today. We got Duke Nukem 3D, the 20th Anniversary World Tour. This is the version that the original Doom creators came back and added a whole new chapter for. So if you really like the old style Doom, they used all the original assets, all the original tools to build it.
Didn't we say that came out last week?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we said it's coming out.
Well, it continues to come out after
it's still
released.
Still out.
It's fine.
But then on the 13th, PSVR is released a litany of games, including but not limited to, and I'm not reading all of them.
Why not? Look, check it out.
Okay, here we go. Batman Arkham VR, Battlezone VR, Drive Club, Harmonix Music, Hustle Kings,
VR,
Stardust
VR,
Ultra,
VR,
Ace Banana, Eve Valkyrie, Job Simulator, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Riggs, Mechanized Combat League, Rez Infinite, Roller Coaster Dreams, Cyber Hypercube,
VR,
Super Hypercube, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. Also coming out on the 13th, Shadow Warriors 2 and Yesterday Origins. That's just a cool title. On the 16th, Skylanders, Imaginators. On the 18th, Batman Return to Arkham, we assume, and Rock Band Rivals.
Nothing set in stone.
You know what? Never want to, because we've seen issues in the past. Now, on the 13th, though...
We're back to the 13th?
Yeah. Are you rush into the store? Gonna go get your PSVR? No, because it's not a PlayStation Pro. Moving on. What am I going to play this week? I don't know. Stop asking me.
The Rocksmith?
Are you asking or telling?
Shadowrun Returns. I'm just listing off the games you played this week, expecting.
I'm gonna play more Rocksmith. I'll play more Overwatch. No.
Today is the day when I play Record this week.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I forgot Gears came out yesterday. I gotta consider picking that up.
Is that today?
It was yesterday.
Is today yesterday?
It is. Only for the people watching.
Yeah, Gears, huh? Hey, what's Adam doing for Gears? Is it coming out on the PC?
It did. I guess it came out and it's super good. Like it was built. They have all sorts of cool specs for it. All sorts of options.
Think it's got specs?
Yeah, all sorts of options.
They all wear sunglasses, don't they?
They do. They wear their sunglasses at night. They're Canadian, just like Adam.
That. And indoors.
Yeah.
Real cool.
By the way, happy Thanksgiving yesterday, Adam.
Yeah. Today.
2 days ago. I guess it was Monday, wasn't it?
It
was Monday.
It's freaking October. When do you think Thanksgiving is?
Monday, October 9th?
If you haven't gone on the website, try
10th.
it. You won't be disappointed. If you're listening to this, there's a Monday video.
That inflection was the correct inflection.
There's what else are we doing on the website nowadays?
Nothing right now.
There's a podcast up there. Check it out.
It's mostly the podcast and the Monday videos. Everything else is kind of taking back burners. We're just other stuff is in the way.
I'm at like a project a week in the real world here.
Yeah,
if I get down to what am I? I'm probably at like 6 to go. But Monday videos are back. I'm gonna do what I can. They might still be short, as was this week's.
It was a good one though.
They got to do something. Got to feel useful around here. Just kicking around the 0 hit points office, doing work for real people. And if you haven't given Thursday a try, I highly recommend it. Not even because we stream on Thursday, which we might do tomorrow. I have no reason why I can't tomorrow. I don't know.
I don't have a reason why I can't.
It's gonna happen.
Let's
never
do it.
not happened. 7 p.m. PST.
Psst.
Until then, be excellent.
Be excrement. No, that's
Be
worse.
excrement to each other. A little bit more of our trademark self-defecating humor here at 0 hit points.
0